Hello, everyone. Welcome back if you have watched our previous live stream, and welcome if this is your first time. So, this is our astrology forecast with me, Goddess and Manuva. Today, we have very interesting, I'd say, yummy planets, three things happening. We have full moon, or not only just any, it's a blood moon. And we have what we want to specifically focus on today is Venus in Pisces, and then how what that means for us, because I know we have a very commercialized idea of Venus, a commercialized idea of the planets and how they interact. You will learn as we go live is that that's not really how we go about. I'm very excited because I know, for what I know, Pisces to be and Neptune to be is the spirit realm, but the truth of things, the oneness. There is no separation. Everything is happening all at once. There's high highs, there's low lows, and there's no judgment because it's all about how things actually, how things are actually governed in the spirit world, how things are actually happening, and there's also the misconception when it comes to Pisces energy or Neptune of being delusional and all of these interesting things. So what is happening and what does this mean for the collective? What does this mean for the individual? Because we know that Pisces is also exalted in Venus, and when we talk about Venus, we know it's about attraction. Commercial Venus has its own narratives that are put out there. It's always when people think Venus, they specifically put Venus in a box of relationships and romance. So I want to get into that and what we're seeing today.
Okay. No, thank you so much, Koresne. Yeah, I think we'll just get into it. Starting on Pisces, which is that functionality of yours, as you are in phases, cycles, that will be the 12th node, according to the cycle. That would be, it's not the last phase, even though it might seem as if it's the last phase, but we know we don't have a loop, from Pisces goes straight to Aries. So we don't have any loop to say this is the ending, but this is where the spirit and matter just intertwines, becomes one. Like as a spirit being and the physical body just becomes one. This is where you will start understanding or seeing yourself as source. This is where you don't get to be like the universe will do one, two, three. The universe, oh, this you get to separate yourself from the universe. But once you start understanding yourself in these phases, in these stages, you will understand that when we're talking about Pisces, that 12th node, where now you at a stage whereby you are now combining both
Mhm,
the spirit and matter. So this
mhm,
is where your spirit being and your physical being just merge. It
mhm,
forces you to actually be intertwined, be complete, be the
mhm,
source.
mhm,
Because it's not easy to actually function in your life purpose if you are not someone who is actually intertwined,
mhm,
becoming a complete being where you don't find yourself externalizing the universe. So, oh, the universe will
mhm,
do one, two, three. Oh, but the universe
mhm,
is you at specific times or specific ages that at this particular time, I function with one, two, three. I get to do one, two, three, like talking
mhm,
about planets to say this and that, but those are your functionalities that that when this functionality and this functionality comes together, they actually brings forth one, two, three. At this particular time, when the lunar is at certain phase, this is what you get to do. So when you're talking about Pisces, you're talking about the stage, of the whole journey of your spiritual journey, again having to merge your spirituality and your physicality.
think I'm losing you a little bit. Can you hear me?
See, I'm available now.
You say it
Oh,
would it then. Mm-hmm.
yes. So now, when it comes to your functionality,
I think maybe putting it on flight mode. I think I should do the same just in case I get a call. Hopefully, I don't get a call. Is it the network? Hmm. Can you hear me now?
oh, sorry, I was receiving a call. Sorry about that. Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, I was then saying that when it comes to your functionality, everyone is a functionality. By the way, we are all here to actually play a certain role. So now, that role is actually at a spirit level, but then who gets to implement that functionality? It is the physical you. That is why Pisces is all about having to merge the two. So when we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about now Venus being in Pisces, this is actually now the manifestation of your functionality getting into being at a physical form, whereby now as the physical person you get to implement
Mm-hmm.
your life purpose. This we know it can play out in many ways. It can play out as what as in career, anything, actually anything that you interested in, your skills, your passion, anything that really catches your attention. So now this is where this energy forces you to actually now take action. Take
Mm-hmm.
action on this interest of yours. Because when you're talking about Venus, I know we know Venus, they will be saying, oh, this planet of love, planet of sexuality, sensuality, worth, and all of that. But Venus is all about manifestation. It's all about creation. This is where things get created because love frequency is creation.
Mm-hmm.
Sexual frequency is creation. Sensuality is creation. Worth is manifestation. So all these things just creation. But now they will monetize this thing like in a modern way and get to say, oh no, it's about love, it's about that, it's about, but in actual fact, Venus is all about creation. And now, when you see Venus, in Pisces, that's Venus space, that's Venus space, where when you look to say, that is why most of greatest civilization, they were born in Venus in Pisces age. This is where now, because we're talking about harmony, when you're talking about Venus, this civilization, most of this civilization, Lumerians, ne, I think, and Atlanteans, all those mysterious civilization, they would always form when it's actually in such times, because now it is when the spirit and the physical gets to merge, and now all of that is actually happening. But now I want to talk because Venus is known to be the feminine planet, talking about the divine feminine, that dark energy, to understand how does really creation happen, because a lot of people think that being feminine is just, it's slim, it's soft, it's all of that.
Being
And
capable of doing things.
yes, yes, it's all this, all of that. And we all carry that energy, both feminine and masculine, or both men and women, we all carry that energy. But now, having to understand the creation, the beauty of Venus, especially when you are in these phases, as you move, to say we normally want to run away from that phase,
mm,
of being Venus, that
mm,
dark energy, that dark,
mm,
we want to run away. Those phases, those times, especially those individuals that are really, it's their mission to hold that dark feminine energy, we tend to run, because every time creation doesn't happen in high frequencies. That is
mm,
why I mean manifestation, that is why a lot of
mm,
spiritual people have find it difficult to materialize things. They always
mm,
have these good dreams, they always have these
mm,
beautiful things, but they can't materialize it. Why? Because every time when it's time for creation, when it takes them down to create,
ah,
they always want to remain in high frequencies, running
mm,
away from this dark energy, feeling like, oh, this is what not, so that understanding to say, at that space you have to allow yourself to be that. So but
mm,
then I would please request Goddess Net to actually touch deeper into that energy,
mm, mm.
especially, yeah, those
Yeah.
individuals that are actually called for that,
Mm,
to actually understand why is that even necessary, why all of those things are happening, and you should be able to accept that and
mm.
actually embrace it.
Yes, yes. I love that because when you started off saying that, Pisces, or when you talk about Neptune, that is your true self, that is your spirit self. And then the fact that we have this in Venus, so all this dark feminine, it's you. At the end of the day, it's who you actually are. But I think, have walked this path and understanding my functionality as a gatekeeper of as the one who is able to initiate women into their thrones as goddesses. What I always love looking at, what always fascinates me, especially like Hindu traditions, is seeing the very dark feminine representation. It because in our media, westernized, very they only what benefits actually them, always benefits the agenda. So when I was going through my own dark thing, I remember specifically looking at Christian goddess. Looked is my fine or is it my did I my microphone? Is it fine?
Yeah, you are actually breaking. I thought it was my network because I'm in one
Mm,
bar actually. So it
let me
seems like
see.
it's your network. You're a bit breaking. Thank you so much, Fumba, for that. I thought it was
I
my
hope
network. Everyone else is
it,
hearing you okay.
am I okay now?
Yeah, you sound better now. I don't know. Can you go on? I will let you
Okay,
know when you're breaking.
yes. Okay. So when we talk about dark feminine and
You're
when we
good
look at
now. Can you please just start from the beginning because you were, yeah.
okay, all right. So I was saying that when we get into the actual raw feminine, and first of all, when you look at like I liked looking at the Hindu pantheon of goddesses because it's something that people can go back and refer to because it's easier when they can like, okay, something to refer to. Creation happens in the dark. They'll tell you the first thing that ever existed is just the black darkness, and in there is the goddess, and it is not the goddess that has been formed for the eye that's very pleasing to the eyes. If you look at the dark goddesses, they are scary. Like they have their tongues out, they have scales over their body, they have blood dripping. They are highly sexual, highly sexual beings, unapologetic. There is no, they don't, there is, they just are. And when you are finding yourself in there, because it's a functionality and it's a part of who you also are. It's all just a reflection of what is happening with you
Mhm.
internally. So
Mhm.
when you find yourself in those spaces, you will understand, you will sort of understand the reflection that you're seeing when you see these goddesses. And the reason why that is the point, how can I say, the reason why they are known as goddesses of creation is because, how you say, creative energy is not the chill kind, it's very aggressive. Like if you ever find yourself in a cycle, where you are in that creative energy, you are not the most agreeable, you're not the most you're not going to compromise. That energy is not about compromising. That energy is not about um trying to nurse feelings, because it needs to push you through, because we're bringing something forth, and bringing something forth, especially something that's pure, because Neptune and it's pure. That's who you, that is your untainted energy. It's not all this energy with all society. It's purely who you actually are. And if you're going to birth that, it's going to be very rough, right? It's going to, and it comes with a lot of sexual energy. So I notice when I'm in this phase, usually I just for some reason want to cut my hair. I don't know why. I think it was like 3 days ago. I was like, should I cut my hair? I'm like, what's going on? And you will feel this sexual energy come up, because remember, like you said, it's for creation. It's not just happening because you're this, there's something wrong with you. You are bringing something forth, and it doesn't care it doesn't care who you've been. It doesn't care what you're comfortable. It's so uncomfortable. It sounds exciting. People talk, oh, dark feminine, but when you're really in that energy, it's like you're on this unexplainable, at times it's like this unexplainable heat, but at the same time, at times it comes with really these emotions at times where that are so overwhelming, right? And it can come with anger. There's a lot of anger at times that comes up when you need to materialize things, because heavy energy that people are really afraid of, like low emotions, those lower emotions. And when you look, the
Yes,
dark goddesses, that's where she resides. She resides in those root energies, the energy to materialize. That's where they really usually reside, and that's where that awakening will happen, where it pushes you to take action. You need like you need that grounded heavy energy, that low to take action. You're not going to take action when you're up there thinking it's the universe, like how you were saying, the universe is going to do it. No. So when this arises in women, and I think I want to talk about women that will find it, because it will happen. We are the planets. You're going to find yourselves in this energy. You're going to find yourself wanting to do things that you're like, oh, I don't know if that's me. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. You're going to find yourself really, first of all, cutting things off that you're not going to care. It's a very, I don't care, I'm unapologetic, I'm showing up this way. And the anger part is very necessary. So do not shame yourself when you find yourself in that phase, because one thing I've noticed about that phase, once you cross over and you allow because it's a phase, it will pass, but once
yes,
you allow yourself to be in that phase, things shift so quickly. It's like, have you noticed how when you've been in an angry state, and all of a sudden something materializes so quickly, when you've had maybe like an argument, and there's that friction, things happen quickly. So I used to say a lot that I didn't understand it then, but I'd say a lot, when I get angry and I say things in anger, they happen quicker than when I'm trying to
mm-hmm.
meditate. And it will take so long, but when I'm angry and I'm like, I want this now, and I put my foot down, all of within seconds it happens. But that's the beauty of creation, is that you go through the phases, and you must not skip, especially if you're a spiritual person, and you've had, I feel like the cosmos is putting such a beautiful equation, giving you a ladder from up there all the way down. But you must pass that dark phase to in order to be able to materialize all of these things. So that's what I will say. And I hope I've touched on it enough. I don't know if there's anything else that you want me to go deeper in.
Yes, maybe yeah. Before you just go deeper in that, I just wanna support or add on what you're talking about, when talking about creation being on the lower frequencies.
Mm,
um, for one to even understand, maybe now, because one was saying, oh, we're talking about goddess, so only women, or because the goddess is
mm,
in
mm,
everyone actually. But
mm,
when talking about creation and having to materialize, at the end of the day, you need low vibrations.
Mm,
That's I think it has been a contradiction to a lot of people who love to maintain high frequencies because they think
mm,
that they always have to vibing high, always, at a
be
peaceful space. They
happy.
don't allow themselves to be
Mm,
angry. They don't allow themselves to be sad. But when you are angry, when you are sad, when this is where all this creation actually happens, especially when
mm,
it comes to close to manifestation. That is
mm,
why, if you're gonna see, let's talk about matter. From dark
mm,
matter, it's just this energy. For energy to be matter, you need the frequency to drop for it now to be matter. But
mm,
this is actually when you're gonna get into its high frequency. This is where, if I would resonate at its frequency, I would be able to
mm,
have my
mm,
hand on the other side. But
mm,
now, when vibration lowers, when this frequency lowers, that's where we get material things. So that
mm,
is why, in your shallow, in your down energies, this is where you materialize. Then I want you, Goddess Ne, please, to get into understanding, because I will talk. I know maybe we might not cover this today,
mhm,
when it comes to the masculine and the feminine that are meant to actually come together to materialize certain life purposes, whereby when these two people, when they come in, the woman or the divine feminine in the relationship
mm,
tend to always poke the masculine, tend to always, find a
mm,
way for friction, for fight,
mm,
even
mm,
if,
mm,
like, you, as a woman, you don't understand, why am I always annoying this person,
mm,
why am I always
mm,
poking this person? Because now,
mm,
this is most of the time when there's that friction, when there's that separation, that is where creation mostly happens.
mm, mm,
When you both said, when you both hating each other, this is where you
mm,
both
mm.
deep and create. So I would love for you, please, Goddess Ne, to
I think
actually touch on
it's
that.
yes, it's one of my favorite analogies outside, but when it's in, it's not nice when it's happening. But explaining it and understanding the magic behind it is because, and it's funny because it all also at the same time it has to do with the whole creation, but also the two maintaining their polarities. Because what you'll see when this happen is that the masculine is going to anchor way down, and while the feminine is poking and poking, and she wants me, she's trying to see if he can bend. And that's when, how we can say cosmically, the masculine is he's brute, like his brute stable force is tasted to see can he handle feminine force and creation, because that's where the creation is happening. What we know masculines to be is they masculines are, with materializing, we think masculine energy, bringing things, when we think about things coming from spirit form and them being here in the physical realm, that is like masculines are here to materialize. Usually we are the ones that are in the spirit world, we are the strategists, but when it comes to really materializing, it's masculine. So when you see how cosmically this will try to allow itself to play out is the feminine, because we go through so many waves. So many
Yes.
ways. Remember, cosmically, we're not being judged if this is wrong or right. It's you that will be judging yourself. And it's
Yes.
all, you are irresponsible for balancing all of these energies. It's gonna happen. If you look at our cycles, our hormones, it's like it's insane. You're designed to just constantly be shifting. So when this needs to happen, it will arise in you as how they say, you like drama. Oh, you like drama. Why women be like, oh, can you tell me this? And it's like they say we like to ask questions that will hurt us. But it's funny because we ask things that, as you pushing into the masculine, as you creating that force, that friction is happening. Usually they say it's like an electric kind of friction that allows things to shift. But then the beauty of it is that it allows the polarities to still remain, because the man becomes even more anchored within self and the woman becomes even more free to flow. Therefore then the cosmos remain harmonious and balanced, through the friction itself, through the drama itself, through the really getting to the nitty gritty where you find partners telling each other things that are like, oh my God, or you find yourself finding out things about yourself. And it's beautiful moment when that exhale happens after the friction, the reflection that is there and the truth that is revealed is only to maintain the polarity and the balance all of and creation takes place again, because once again it's all cyclical, like there is no judgment about it.
Yeah.
Mm,
No, thank you so much. I love how you will actually explain the dance, the natural dance that actually
mm,
balances this whole thing so that the creation happening, continues
mm,
happening. Because yeah, for some reasons we find ourselves running away from feeling all those emotions, doing things
mm,
that we think is actually low vibration, but not
mm,
understanding that we actually alternate, we get in and
mm,
out, in and out. Up
mm,
there we are actually being creative and all of that, and when we
mm,
get down here, this is where now we're really manifesting what we have
mm,
been strategizing on, so that now the masculine can actually get into materializing that, so because
mm,
yeah, it has been a problem even individually,
mm,
where you're like, oh no, I'm not gonna be angry. Oh no, but at some point you have to allow yourself to feel those emotions. That
mm,
energy emotion. Because if you're
mm.
not gonna express that energy, where is it getting stuck? Because you have to let it
Yeah.
pass. Because as a human being, you're like a hallway. This thing has to
Mm.
flow through. Flow through. It shouldn't be stuck anywhere
Stagnant.
in your body.
Yeah. And you like to
Yes,
say a lot that the cosmos are continuously moving. They're never stuck. You say all the time that the universe is in constant motion. And I think having allowed myself my spiritual, like my things for me have really shifted when I allowed myself to feel, because I used to be one of those people that certain emotions I'm like, okay, but then because I used to hold it in, then it will come through as anger. The only thing I was comfortable with was in, now you're bursting into anger, and then it's like, oh, but then things shift. So I the beautiful thing about allowing emotions to pass is that when you pass through it, it's like, oh, it passed, like, okay, like it passed, and you don't understand that you as this planet, as the cosmos, have just balanced something out. It was necessary. There is no
yes,
judgment, there is no, oh, there is no, it may seem toxic, like the cosmos people, I think we still need to mature in our understanding that the cosmos doesn't really judge. If it needs an emotion that's like this, if we need to pass through this right now, if we need anger right now, if we need joy, if we need ecstasy, happiness, sadness, it's just going to happen, and it is what it is. And when it passes, hopefully for you yourself, feeling it, you allow it to, so for your own peace, for your own materialization, for your own
yes,
alignment, because it's so
yes.
important for alignment, for you to allow yourself to be.
Yes,
Mm,
on that note, God is not talking about really having to allow yourself to go through the emotions, to allow them, to actually pass through you. I've noticed it's something that I wasn't aware of,
mm,
until of late, to say, as planets, we retrograde,
mm,
and it's like we are scared of the retrogression, we don't
mm,
want to go back. And you're
mm.
thinking, oh, I thought I've passed this test,
Am I
I thought
repeating a
I've
cycle?
lesson. I mean, I'm repeating a cycle, only to find that it's our nature to retrograde. We have to
Mm.
go back. And most of the time, what
Wow.
happened? Most of the time, retrogression happens when you are meant to go to a next phase. You'll get into a specific
Mm.
phase, be excited about it. All things are moving so
Mm.
fresh and nice. And now when you see that now I'm about to leap to a next phase,
Mm.
you find yourself, you retrograding. You're going back to those areas
Mm.
that are very ugly, to clean up completely now. And we
Mm.
tend to be so frustrated,
Because it's
during
because it
those
manifests
moments
as
of
you also, it manifests as you doing certain habits, and you're like, but I thought I stopped doing this. I thought
yes,
I'm over this, and then oh my
yes.
gosh,
And you need that for you to move to the next phase.
wow,
You need retrogression. You need to go back, because the
wow,
frustration, it's creation. You're
wow,
creating the next, and you're thinking, oh my God, you're panicking. Oh my God, am I repeating a cycle? I thought I learned this lesson. Oh my God, what's happening? No, it's natural. And I've got to notice of late, because I would actually see that, okay, now, of course, this, with us, we
mm,
love reflecting, we love
mm,
checking, oh, have
mm,
I done this? And you
mm.
find yourself, oh my gosh, why am I back here? What's
Why
happening?
am I? Why
And
do I keep doing this, even though you
why am
know
I
you're?
doing? You understand, but
Oh my
that's
gosh.
the best moment ever. And I've seen, even in this modern astrology, where people would even share tricks to not get oh, my battery, to not stay
Mm,
in those spaces when there is a planet retrograding,
mm.
to say, don't, avoid 1 2 3. And how do you, because the
How do you
whole
avoid
phase is
yourself?
tough, your whole process is necessary.
Mm,
And what I've learned to do during those times is being present, watching
mm,
everything, and be like, okay, if I've missed something, this is a second chance to fix it. But if I'm
mm,
here to observe and wait for another leap, this is it. But not
mm,
rushing to actually get
mm,
into the other, because there is a reason why you came back to those areas, those other
mm,
functionality, to position whatsoever. So this actually, I think it is for us to encourage ourselves to say, please don't um you know don't resist
mm,
these times, because these are the perfect times that actually get you to quantum leap even bigger, because this is where you get to create, because you being anxious, you being angry, worried, what is not, those are low vibration that are needed for you to move forward. So you
mm,
can't be mad to say, oh, why am I here? What not? Yes, it will come with that bit frustration, but just know that you are here because you have to leap bigger.
mm, mm,
So now when Venus is actually it's home, all of that, this will come up a lot. You will
mm,
retrograde a lot in some
mm,
areas. And now having Neptune, like certain Neptune in Aries, this
mm,
allows you to be authentic with yourself, be true to yourself, because the retrogrades are there to say, make sure that everything is in order. You
mm,
are what you say you are, so that now when you are leaping to a better space. Just now, at your 12th note, like this whole thing, you are becoming one. Your life purpose, your passion, your interest having to be materialized. So
mm,
if you love something, you truly love it,
mm,
like it shifts you. You don't care what the next person thinks
mm,
about it, because
mm,
now you will not leap if those interests, because now we are talking about those interests, we're talking about the true you, how you feel, but you won't leap if you're still scared of what will the next person think if I
mm,
do this, what's
mm,
gonna, so you don't, it forces us to go back into being true to ourselves.
mm, mm, mm. No,
Yeah,
that's
that's
beautiful.
all I had to say about this Venus in Pisces, like to say it's a beautiful energy, like the
Yeah.
functionality that are actually aligning now are the functionalities that are pushing our passion, interest, what we call our vocations,
Mm,
life purpose, to materialize,
mm,
you know
mm,
to seeing all those great ideas playing out, all those
mm,
innovations everything that seemed so impossible,
Mm.
even yourself, maybe you were even giving like to say, I'm giving up here, because like, when is this thing
Yeah,
materializing,
especially those that have been on the journey, if they position
Yes,
themselves well. And what I love is that we're given fuel. It's not like you just have to know. The fuel is there, the Aries is there. It's like this beautiful bridge for obviously if you position yourself well. But it's like, oh, when I looked at the placements, I'm like, this is like a bridge from here to here, obviously taking the action. But I'm like, this looks like a golden ticket from the universe being like, hey, go ahead. Go ahead. So that's very interesting.
a lot. So yeah, I think that was yeah, that on my end, when it comes to Venus in Pisces, like really having to utilize the energy in making sure that your goals, all these dreams, all these things that of your higher dimension, your higher self, to
Mm,
be put in space. Now the universe is allowing that. It doesn't have a choice. You
mm,
actually, it's that time, it's Aquarian time, like all
mm,
every, as you're saying, like every planet now is in alignment to actually get everyone materializing their higher self. So
mm.
we have that energy at hand. So yeah, we'll keep on yeah, even if network and
No.
electricity sometimes, keep on coming with the updates and understanding it, not because I know these things are being shared in Western
Mm,
places, in a
mm,
certain way, but now
mm,
we're bringing it in a very how can I put it? Because this is you
mm,
embody it. This is you. It's not external. You just
mm,
understand that this is the function that I'm actually doing at this phase, according to this time. So you
mm,
understand that now, as Venus and Pisces, you are forcing yourself to merge. So
mm,
allow yourself to actually merge the physical and the spirit, to merge everything that has to do with the etheric side and the physical side coming together. By what?
mm,
Continuing healing those traumas, those things, they'll be like, oh no, you're not good at this. Whoever done this?
mm,
Because here's the thing about the new world. When we're saying we're looking at the new world, we are looking at your higher self coming to play, because this is something that we've never experienced. So
mm,
you, where are you going to see it? You're the first one who's going to give us that.
mm,
So you can't be
mm.
looking to say who have done it, what not, what are they going to say? No, we want to see it with you.
And the
And
beauty
this,
of it is that it also comes through remembrance. I think that's one thing you've taught me again is that it's not just making it up. This is the separation was the illusion. So we're actually stepping into the actual truth of how things actually are. That's another thing. Mm,
yes, that's true. Yeah, I think if we just continue like allowing the
mm,
energy
mm,
that we actually have to align ourselves with, it will just make things way easy. Because what I love about it is that it surfaces everything that you need to deal with,
mm,
everything. It will put it there, but then it's then up to you to run from the trauma or to face it. That's
mm,
what this journey has always been about: facing yourself, facing
mm,
yourself. Your
mm,
demons are you. Just getting to understand that
mm,
everything is of you and everything is useful. You just have to know when to use what one,
mm,
that's
mm,
it. And that's how.
mm,
And it is simple as that. You don't have to do extra. You just have to allow yourself to observe and
mm,
be receptive to change, and allow yourself to go deeper with yourself, as scary
mm,
as it is. But just know that as you are doing it, you are peeling all these layers that are concealing the true you, because
mm,
at the end of the day, you are forcing yourself to be that. That's the sad part with this whole
mm,
you as a universe. It's not, it's that you're not gonna play with yourself. You're gonna expose
mm,
yourself, you're gonna push yourself to actually do
mm.
it. you know.
Mm,
So
mm.
rather
Because there needs
than
to be movement
yeah,
all the time. It can't be stagnant
yes,
because it collapses if it's stagnant.
it can't.
Mm,
We moving, we get to move, and this is where we have to be okay with I'm here now, I do this, I move on, I'm here now. That,
mm,
look
mm,
at the universe, like just
mm, mm,
because you are that now, this
mm,
planet is here now, this
mm,
that constant movement, you have to allow yourself to
mm,
move like that, so that that alignment easily takes place. But yeah, I think
yes.
on my end, Goddess Nay, it was that for today. Hopefully tomorrow will come with another focused.
So that's what we have for today. That was our astrology forecast, understanding that we are the planets and we're the ones who revolving around each other. And I hope as you listen to our terminologies, as you understand where we're coming from, it is only a reflection of you understanding yourself. You able to live from moment to moment. As the more you hear us, the more you hear and you are receiving this. You start moving in a way where you do what you need to do when you need to do it, and you're not really concerned about what the world is doing. You don't not concerned about any other advice but the advice that is purely from your own DNA. So thank you so much. I hope you all enjoy the full moon today, and I hope you all allow the emotions that pass from now onwards and full whenever the cycle closes, understanding that it is just only you allowing yourself to get to where you need to be, and only you allowing yourself to express your true authentic self. So see you guys next time. Thank
Before
you.
you go, I'm sorry, before you go, Grace, I
Yes.
cannot miss this one. I cannot miss this one. Intention, like setting intentions for this Venus in Pisces as its full moon. I've got to understand that if you're doing that, you're actually shaping. It's
It's
something
powerful.
beautiful,
Yeah,
it's
it's powerful
powerful. So
stuff.
I cannot miss that, and I think at a very at this time is actually
Mhm.
the best and perfect time to actually do it. So I don't know what intentions will you set for this energy.
So for what I was looking, I'll go to but to where I was when I was looking at everything. The intention that I have is to allow the full rawness of your spirit being to be manifest in the physical, allowing all the emotions that come with, especially the emotions. I think for me, the big one was the emotions. So, allowing the emotions that allow materialization of your spirit being, no matter how raw they are, the unapologetic rawness of yourself to protrude forth so that we all can manifest our highest purest form. I think that for me is definitely today's intention.
No, thank you so much. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. No, to everyone who have been with us here since we've started. What time is it? 40 minutes. Yeah, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. So yeah,
Thank
God
you.
is name.
All
Thank
right.
you. See
Bye.
you. Bye.